Draculhour. Previously, release. The seal is broken. Progress resumes. Tiamat must die. And to prepare for that, consult the orb. And let's see here. Need to free up enough RAM for move. For which, yeah, I could just turn off the map reader. Okay, let me clear the board. Just fighting I want. That's boosted axe damage. And that's increased in vault time. And then the fact that these two are together should be one revive on death with 32 health? Let's go. The Move. The Redemption of Caltrops. The adventure continues. Finally. Jewel. Right, also now that she's dead, I can just warp out. And the title theme now plays on the overworld. The mysteries are upon us. It should now be time to go to the Upper Tower of Ruin. What, a pillar? Baby? Let's get out of the surface, where, oh, also, the surface map has vanished. Elder. Mountain's looking nice and ominous today. We are perhaps online. Right, need to put all my software back in. Cruise mode. Software. There we are. Okay, one thing I can get out of the way. Go ahead and consult the map just to be sure of where I need to be for this. We have a bit of a climb. So, visible puzzles can be restored by visiting this hidden shop after you've defeated Tiamat. Doing that, reset the scale of hearts. Our good friend here. This, for which I actually collected all of the data to solve this puzzle. I hadn't yet prepared my solution to it, but I have the data. Both sides of the scale need to be weighed to weigh 244 units, which you complete by placing Lamesa himself on the appropriate side of the scale. He weighs 61. According to the gizmo in the Giant's Mausoleum. You step on it, it slides down, a number scrolls, and then it stabilizes. It was a scale. Let's start it up. Man, which color is that gem even supposed to be? Where options are white, black, purple, maybe that's supposed to be? It's hard to tell with the lighting. White, black, purple, red. Prove thy knowledge of guess which color this is while it's up there, shrouded in mystery. Though for the first one it doesn't matter, because, you know, you place whatever on whichever scale. So, let's slide that over and get a better look at it. Alright, now that we have two to compare, that's definitely black. So maybe this is supposed to be white? I have not yet looked up what the solution to this is, only verified that I in fact had the right idea about La-Mesa's Wave. So, in a bit of a final show of respect to the good puzzles that existed in this game, let's throw open Dracula.txt and have a think. So, our goal is to have 244 and 244. And our objects we have to work with are a joyous white opal, which weighs 20. An elegant black something, which weighs 40. Not all of these gems were named. A sincere purple something or other, which weighs 50. A blissful unknown color, which weighs 63. A pure white diamond, which weighs 70. A passionate red something, probably ruby, you'd assume, which weighs 81. And an affectionate something that weighs 99. Those are our gems. And then from our initial information, we have a La-Mesa, who weighs 61. So with that, we can identify this gem, supposing the scale updates itself in real time. If I just take La-Mesa and stand him over here, yep. So that is lighter than La-Mesa. And let's say white. But only slightly so. We don't know to what extent the scale will move in response to these weights. We don't know how much range of motion it has. How much of a spring there is in this ancient machine. But yeah, so since that is lighter than La-Mesa, it is either the opal, it is either the joyous, the eloquent, the sincere, or that's it, the other 4 gems are all heavier than La Mesa. So of those, that's definitely not purple and it's not black. So that's the opal. Gem 1 is the opal. We have placed it on the right side of the scale. Going ahead and add a little dividing line there. Also, while this music is always good times, let's dial it back a little bit. Perhaps in all of it, it's time for thinking. It's time for science. Yeah, it's a simple addition puzzle. I just need to make a linear combination of these weights, add to 244, and then the remaining weights will naturally do the same. Or rather, let me be sure of the sum of that then, because a lot of these end in 0. Or wait, no, I miswrote one of them here. There's a 44 there. Yeah, the black gem is 44. Weights are 20, 44, 50, 63, 70, 81, 99, and 61. Sum to 488, we need 244 on each side of the scale. So with that in mind, because so many of these have zeros in the 1 digits, that actually simplifies things a lot. We can just look at the 1's digits for a moment. As you can see there, we have to work with, as I will now brandish my cursor here, we have a 4, a 3, a 1, a 9, and another 1. And we need a 4 to end up in both of them. So you could take, say, the 4, the 3, the 1, and the 1. We need to make this 9 wrap around. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We have the 4, and then 1 and 9 for 10, 1 and 3. These 3 belong together, the 4 belongs on its own. And then it's whatever combination of 10s is needed in order to make those work out. So, furthermore, down this scale, or I suppose I'll just put it on a single line for now to make it easier to type. So one of these combinations has the 44 in it. And the other one has the 81, the 99, and the 63. Or does it? No, that's wrong. That won't work, because those sum to 243 on their own, so we can't add anything further there. So instead, we take the extra 1 and the 99 and put them with the 44. Tricky. So one of the 1s and the 3 belong together to make a 4. And then the other 4 is made of 4, 9, 1. So if we take that, for example, $44, $99, and 61 is 204. whereas 81 and 63 is 144. And leaves us with, so our remaining gems there for balancing are 20, 50, and 70. It would not work out in this combination. Demonstrated quickly there because we don't have a 40. Our options we have for combinations of those are we can have either 20, we can either have 20 and 120, /70 and 70, or 90 and 50. Or putting the entire pile on one side and nothing on the other. For 140 and 0. That one is not going to be the case, though. We can just kind of eyeball that from where the rest of them lay. But that's the modifiers we can put on there. That in mind, the 81 and the 61 trade places. Would be our start there. Now, that's 224, and the 20 would apply there. And that's 124, for which the 120 would do it. There we go. There's our solution. So in full, that is, on one side of the scale, which we already decided now is the right one, the 20, the 81, the 99, and the 44. Which is to say, joyful, passionate, eloquent, and affectionate. And then on the other side of the scale, 61, the 63, the 50, and the 70. Which is to say, the blissful, sincere, pure, and the good doctor himself. So now the remaining mystery becomes, how do we identify these gems as they are showing up when we have two unknown colors of gem? Without, like, going and cross-referencing all of my notes to be sure that we don't know what color the affectionate gem and the blissful gem are. Which I could just as well do. Just to be sure. Affection and bliss may have been mentioned in color affiliation slabs elsewhere. One has to wonder. Because there are other slabs with scraps of this puzzle on them, but I condensed some of them into my main notes on the subject. Back when I verified that the numbers were right. Red ruby is passion, sapphire is affection. So when we see a blue stone, leaving one mystery rock, is there any mention of bliss associated with a color? Like, the fallback would be if we see a color that's not been mentioned yet. Then that's the one by elimination. But then, in the lighting, how do you tell? When people talked La-Mulana up as being this especially, you know, in their difficult puzzle game, this is more what I was expecting. This is what I was looking for, more than what I got. More than, hey, after you do this task, wander back to this other random corner and there will be a portal there now, for reasons. Guess how many things this slab applies to. And what have you. I think they're leaving this last gem to be determined by elimination, which is fair. There's enough information to bring it down to that point. That's basic puzzle levels of omission. No gripe there. I don't think we're going to get a mention of an affection gem. So let's move forward. Good look at that again. Yeah, so that's, if anything is going to be the black gem, that is it. Black, which is eloquent, which goes with the joyful. I may as well also list these by color on the sheet. Joyful, eloquent, passionate, and affectionate. White, black, red, blue is our right-hand scale. Leaving mystery gem, purple gem, and the other white gem, where that's the thing that we figured out by identifying this first one. One is heavier than La Mesa and the other is lighter, so we've already got that out of the way. Mystery purple and other white go on the left side. Be very certain, yes, that is higher. It's like a pixel higher. Tell by the bar in the background. Black gem, to the right. And where we can also... Yes, the two of those together are now almost equal to La Mesa. There's a 1 unit difference between them. So that would be our purple up there, I think. Squinting at it in the low light. In case I have to do this again, I will note the order in which these are recurring. Which, oddly enough, so far it seems to be the order they were written on the slab, anyway. Which, if so, that's nice. That's another way that you can figure out which one the mystery gem is. Where, let's see, if that is the case, then this will not tip the scale. The right will still be heavier right now. And it is. Okay, we're good. We're on the right track. I'd say that's green. Which would also put it in line with our mystery blissful gem. Yeah. So that'd be our pure diamond. Passionate ruby. And top it all off with our affectionate blue. Puzzle solved. Got there. The final Dracula. Flail Whip. This is the strongest weapon in the game. And now it's ours. Alright, now we have a bunch of other stuff to clean up. Get one head here to get to Upper Chamber of Extinction. That's where we apply the Magmata Shield. Either immediately or somewhere near there. You can notice on the health bar that there's one more orb worth of health. Not gonna get that. Already missed my chance to get that. That involves some abject nonsense in the dimensional corridor. I'm supposed to ride that thing. Let's go reload the area so I can ride that thing. I have yet to open that one chest in Giant Mausoleum. I've yet to look up what's in it. The Two Brothers Cube. Alright, now what did that do for me? Okay, it's that I can finally read the mural on the meaning of words. That is the activation for it. Finally time for relief containing ancient characters. Or it should be? Yeah, there we go. Data! Engage. Mantra.exe. So from here, we set what mantra we want, and then there is an item that you use to actually invoke the mantras. Gotta go retrieve that. Which means getting to Upper Tower of Ruin. Which, even looking at it on the wiki, it's described oddly. Yeah, that's not it yet. Because, you know, actually, we get here via other means and then descend from the upper zone back down. There's a whole other door to get to those 3 rooms up there. Okay, there's a little bit of text that implies... well, text, visual, that implies something that's going to be important in a moment. As you can see, the crucifixes are now on fire there. Those are important for a puzzle. I'll describe it when we get to it. For now, mysteries to solve. Like, why are you still guarding your spirit words? What are you waiting for? Okay, so what I'm aiming for here is there's that isolated room up in the top left of this map. That's not actually accessed from inside Inferno Cavern. There's an in-between we must work. Not like that. And yes, distant dog neighbor. Man, the level of puzzle we are operating at, when even the wiki is a bit obtuse to read. Never forget Skanda. Skanda was too good for this twisted world. God wasn't there. Where am I going? Need to revisit the Moon Sage. Okay, I'm heading back to Upper Chamber of Extinction. That's what's going on. The sound of progression. You know what, sure, a year in, for someone who is only just now joining, now that I'm actually, while unblinded, watching the audience. The story in play here is our good fellow that we're in control of here. This is Dr. Lameza. He's an archaeologist, son of another archaeologist. Said Lameza the Elder went to study these mysterious ancient ruins that appear to be of some sort of prehistoric super civilization. Followed in his father's footsteps and found much data and mysteries. Where we are in the remains of some sort of powerful being that fell from the sky long ago and made several attempts to put itself back in the sky by creating various species of creatures and telling them, "Put me back in the sky." They failed. Eventually, one of her creations decided that there was no way to fix this. the mother would never return to the sky, and it was better off to put her to sleep or figure out how to destroy her. They have yet to succeed. We are in the process of figuring out how to resolve this mystery. Okay. This one is Spriggan. Not the other statue that looks the same on the opposite end of the corridor. Alright, he's awake. He's mad. And he's come. This was clearly outlined on a slab. Ages ago, elsewhere in the Chamber of Extinction. Disappearing blocks. Marvelous. Downright exquisite. Oh, and these are special spikes that continue stabbing you while you're standing in them. I like it. Spikes that break the rules of all other spikes. But yeah, then, broadly, that's the plot. There's then, for each specific area, a bunch of lore related to its specifics. Like this frozen area here, this is the graveyard of the Giants. The Giants were one of the creatures created by the Mother. They built a giant floating tower, hoping that it could return things to space. It didn't quite work out. Then they had a big old argument over how best to proceed that turned into a civil war, and they all died. The ice zone was the cooling system for the tower. Platforming. It had been so long. It's a needlessly obtuse platforming segment. This is the Chamber of Birth. It was built by the 5th civilization created by the Mother. They were made of clay, and figured out how to create more of themselves, which was unprecedented. In time, they died. It's the Chamber of Extinction. It's the Chamber of Birth, except it's melted. There's kind of a vague future and past connection between pairs of areas, but not quite. This is the half of the factory that burned down. They used to make clay men here until the reactor exploded. And since we found the gear that makes the machine work, we turned it back on and they live again. Lameza is father to millions. They were also a civilization that didn't know that the Mother existed, or at least many of them didn't. The 7th generation are near human, and are the people of this village that watch over the ruins. They were the ones who decided this was no longer worth trying to do, and that it should be abandoned. They allowed the 8th generation to be created, told them nothing about their origins, and set them out onto the Earth. And that's humans. What? You wanna try that again, Block? So I have to be sure to short hop into the next screen when I get back here on my next life. After the blind jump that you must fail once. Because why would you assume to short hop? Green transition platforming. The game is shamelessly padded. Nope. Love it when a plan comes together. Antagonism in game design. One of the other things I've done since taking off the blinds is I've watched some video of the 8-bit version of this game. In many respects, it seems better. The remaster remake, this thing, took the opportunity to use more power to make stronger and more elaborate enemies, especially the bosses, and then left La Mesa still handling like a creature from the year 1988. Momentary interruption to unseal a cat. Anyway, the subject was raised because things like those disappearing blocks seemed like a case of they had more engine to work with, but no time to polish it, or not enough time to polish it, or an unwillingness to fully polish its behaviors. I have demonstrated this at length by way of the shoving blocks have some degree of physics on them. More physics than they should. Behaviors that do not fit into two-dimensional space. But there's plenty about how you handle as a character that they definitely overextend out of. Your movement system is just bad. It's bad, and most of level design doesn't let that get in its way. And then sometimes you have this. That one is delayed because the game hates you and your ability to use past experiences to influence future behavior. It's a puzzle game that doesn't want you to learn things and apply your knowledge to the future. I've played weekly sessions of this game for over a year. At this point, I have an understanding of how to pilot this tiny man. No, it's like a 4 count. 4.5 count. It's a twice Euler's number count. Got it. 44.4. Okay, now we're here. This is where I wanted to be. Now we're in Upper Tower of Ruin. Home of Nuwa. Be sure of my order of events so that I don't have to repeat myself here. That's where this ladder comes from. Of course. Okay, with that in mind, let's just go ahead and save anywhere. You defeated. A moment of respectful, distant revving. For the good puzzle, the crowning puzzle, the only rude thing about you was that you insisted that I activated you if I read the slab. That you then demanded elaborate reset action. Stone that said, "You get to try this once." Meant also you've committed. By the time you've read this warning, it's too late. Not even the hard mode slab was so rude. Hard mode was just like, hey, you get one warning. So, miniature boss. Let me go get the software page back up here. Because there's enough RAM open right there, right now, to re-equip. Damage boost for whips. Move plus level. Okay, I have to free up something. I could turn off the mural reader. There we go. Snake! Now, of course, she's armored against Polaris. What a boss! What a creature! What a design! Look at this entity. Look at this absolute being. Experience La-Mulana's design philosophy of what if we gave the player a wide variety of distinctive tools and made none of them work? Imagine. What if? Is that permissible? I'll take it. We have the pillar. We may now invoke the mantras. These are used for finally interacting with the three dancers. And if I've done this right... Yes. The medicine of the mind. This is for later. It just refilled and activated the lamp on the same button press. Oh, do you just stand in front of the torch to refill the lamp? In contradiction to every other time you want a usable item to interact with your environment. Fascinating. Alright, now let me think about if there's anything else to clean up before we... not here. Proceed. Since the next main task to do is to start driving the wedges. Still never opened this box. What is this box? Who is this box? How does this box? That was also for reference. Let me look at my inventory. And I have every sub-weapon, I have every use item, I have every regular item. I have 4 seals. A hidden switch. a different hidden switch for a health orb. Neat. I guess we start driving wedges then. So, we have mantras. There are 8 mantras that are used to hit the switches that we need in order to move forward, in order to release the power of the Mother. And I do have on hand the solutions for where these go, but I do want to think about how someone would go about solving this in the first place. Which, since there's nothing you have to do to recharge this, or an ammo limit, or a punishment for branching it around, I can only presume that you just go about walk into each room and hoot until the seal appears. So is that it then? Is that success? And then after doing a couple of these, maybe by laying them side by side, you might notice the pattern and save yourself time with the others. So how this works is, in every map, this object has been here. This cross. It is always at the same coordinate on, like, both sides of an area. And what we're looking for is, this square up here is the same position as Tiamat's boss room is relative to the cross in Dimension Corridor. So that's what you do in each area. You, understanding the way that the maps wrap back around on themselves, find where the boss room would be on the other side, and that's where the wedge is. And after you've succeeded at each wedge, you can then go get the next mantra at the locations described in the vault. And otherwise move forward. For which our next friend is then in the Twin Labyrinth. Yeah, the manual tells you about the true shape of the maps. Fine, we do this the other way. I've had that knowledge for a while, and tried to apply it to other puzzles to no avail, mostly. As you do. And I can also just go ahead and confirm by coordinate. Yeah, I'm heading right. But for this one, it's where the feet of the brothers join. It's over there on the right. Could be in here. There it is. The mantra Sabat. Also, the fact that this is the second one in the sequence would give you the best opportunity, because then both brothers are side by side. You'd be like, on this side, Baphomet's arena was what, this one? Over here? Had to measure accordingly. It's going to be over here. There. Over here. There's the wedge. I think the Snake Lady activates as part of this. Like, she's where you get the Inferno mantra. There you are. Next. No, not there. A lot of these thumbnails look very similar when you're squinting at them and they're blurred. Death Chamber. Upper Death Chamber. So Death Chamber, by which we mean Giant Graveyard. Adventure abounds. Alright, so at this point, if you want to think about the way this would have gone blind, just imagine at least half an hour of meandering between each point of progress. Moo. Half an hour, maybe a couple of weeks. Sometimes. It varies. Conveniently enough, we're also supposed to be in Upper Chamber of Birth. Assume the most convoluted path. Also, yeah, at this point, once you know that there's a mantra on one side and a peg on the other, your worst case scenario is just do a tour of each zone, looking for the slab, and then looking for where to make the noise. Bonk. Next mantra, Inferno Cavern. Meaning Temple of the Sun, for ease of access. Also, as to why we're doing this, at the moment the mother is slumbering. We need to wake her up so we can destroy her. This is done via the spikes. Not yet. A Inferno map. Yeah, it is supposed to end up here. Oh, beautiful. Wonderful. There's a thing I was supposed to do in that other garbage room with the spikes that I passed through as quickly as possible to be done with it. No, because I did that, I overlooked a puzzle. Now we go back. It's not over yet. Back to Spike Hell. Or I can cycle back from Upper Tower of Ruin. That was a key elf. Here's a tiny statue of a snake. here in Echidna's chamber. After 10,000 years. The Now, where do I sound this horn? Also, reading off of the, my notes here, well, reading off of the wiki here. In the Japanese version of the game, they actually put the wedge in the wrong place for Tower of Ruin. In the Japanese release and the Wii release, the WiiWare port of this that was made, the wedge is in the wrong spot. In this, the English PC release, it is in the correct spot for the rules the wedges are supposed to follow. So even if you did solve the puzzle, maybe the devs just fucked it up, and you get it wrong anyway. Anyway, we are heading to right over there, which I cannot reach from this warp point. Of course, assumed most convoluted route. We're going back to where I was a minute ago when I went to get the mantra tablet. Shameless padding. Oh man, it's honking. Alright, up next. Alright, another break from rules, but at least one that is described. Both the tablet and the wedge are in Tower of Goddess. There is no mantra stored in Spring in the Sky. But yep, welcome to Tower of Goddess. This was the Giants' attempts to build a spaceship. It didn't quite get all the way there. They tried. They're good lads. Haru. Alright, up next, the sun. It was right there in the vault the whole time. That's your hint. One of these slabs is missing. Maybe? I'm not gonna bother with the Hell Temple. I would just like to get the full regular ending. Also, I guess you're not a snake person? I just kind of visually always read, like, I suppose that's like a pedestal she's standing on then, or just a lower frill of a dress. I read that as a snake body, since there are snake people elsewhere, but that was the second generation, not the seventh. The seventh are human, but not. Oh, there's no cooldown on the honk. Watch out, archaeology coming through. In the name of the all-seeing eye, get out of my damn way. Alright, now, where in Moon Temple? Down to Anubis. Up next, Giants. Oh, this is one that's also in Graveyard. They're both on the dark side. On our way, then. Abudo. A honk of tribute. Always remember our fallen giant brother. Dear Lazabudo, he tried to fix it. Where there's a further hint for this one than where the wedge is up that way. Or not really, was up there? Weird then. I'm reasonably sure that Abbott is like the one corpse in this tomb that is labeled. Not this one. Was it that one? No, because he's one of the ones that's sitting upright. So you can read his belt. Ah well, that was an opportunity for a further layer of hint, but isn't the case. And finally, back to guidance. The name of the final child. Alright. Wedge is driven. So what this should mean... Yes, the Shrine of the Mother has been taken off my wheel. Because the shrine that we saw no longer exists. We have activated its true form. How do I enter True Shrine of the Mother? What door am I supposed to use to make that happen? Or... Yeah, Elder, do you have anything to say now that we've driven the stakes? Boy, this weather sure is ominous. Sure is as written in the prophecy, huh? Wait, this is not the shop that has bullets at reasonable rates. I may as well have one last speed loader. This guy sells cheap bullets. Now they're only $3.50 a box. What a discount. What value. Alright, it can be reached still from Twin Labyrinth, Endless Corridor. It's all the same entrances, but only some of them work now. A bunch of them are cut off. So I want, what, the Endless Door? Hey, Elf Queen, is it now the time? Time has not yet come. Also, yes, it's being noted. And remind, Endless Corridor is the dark side area, and Dimension Corridor is the light side area of the pair. You can tell by the numbers. They're front-wise and back-wise on the doors. That's how powerful Tiamat's Dimension magic is. She twisted this area around. the true mother. Behold, meet. That's what that mystery switch was about. It's for now. Now is later. Platforms lodged in the meat. Okay, the list of things to do. First, place that... yeah, push that switch that I just did. No, not here? Alright. For later, the mantras do need to be recited. Probably in front of our actual altar, or maybe... must I also... food those two? No. Alright, so I guess I need the other entrances. Unless there's something I'm supposed to break. I can't get down there. Oh, also, the key is activated now. Just slightly more damage. No, this is not the place to be. Yeah, I guess take a different entrance then. For which the other one is via Death Chamber. Oh, I didn't see an orange letter button. And this is a dead end now. A wall will appear here. That's what you meant. Yeah, this is off limits now. Otherwise, I have the Medicine of the Mind. I'm pretty sure I read every Grail tablet. Except for the one in True Mother Shrine. Which we'll get to when we get there. It is not yet time. Time is soon. Wait. Ah, so this thing, yes. This is a letter. Of course. And of course, the original way to the core is obscured by the meat. Need to take the long way around. That's not a relief containing ancient characters. Just so you know. It's a dead end in this state. Or there's a gap. Dracula. Well, we're here. Yes, that was the final slab. We're ready on that front. Here in the true meat. Apparently I've activated every one of those in the game. That was an achievement. Of course the Angel Shield doesn't block lightning. That's not a beam. Angel Shield is doing fine. It blocks fire. It blocked beam that one time. Wait, then is this a dead end? Breakable food. There we go. Anyway, looking at this should now mean that it's time. That was time. At last we meet again. Goodbye. The prophecy. As written, you have activated the meat. And that finally returns us to the center. Activate the 4 seals. There she is. Serving as her own Ankh. Time to bathe. So the full list of requirements for the final play. The switch at B2, we did that. Gotta call all the mantras. Into all the Grail tablets. We have the medicine of the mind. And we got all the tiny elves to unite. It's time. We're here. I suppose the instruction about calling all the mantras refers to unlocking this in the first place. The key is the weapon in your hand. If you don't have the goo, the fight ends here, and you get the bad ending. We have the goo. Behold, the true mother. Space! Alright, now how do I strike you? Behold, the true form of the mother. Alright, let's go again. Skelebaby might be the ninth child of prophecy who will end the world. There was mention of placing the spirit of Child Zero into Child 9's body, given that Child Zero is Mon. Maybe that's part of the plan. Alright, skull mode. Once again, how are you supposed to do this with basic weaponry? Her face just barely, maybe gets into reach. Alright. Eye mode. Oh, we're swimming in space. Alright, so this is the mode where she has a variety of moves that are all based on the bosses. For many terrible children. It would be easier to return you to space if you'd stop squirming. Alright, so given how this progression has gone, this is the least bad of the bosses in the game. I'll withhold an overall verdict until I've seen all of it. But so far, like, yeah, that progressed. That's culmination of skills. I mean, the skill is jump and whip. Get to know how to get optimal altitude out of every jump and whip. For the middle phase, it's probably equip X. Skull phase. Yeah, phase 1 here. Quick, relaxing opener. Not sure where you're supposed to hit large ghost with basic weapons, but flare gun works well enough against her. Flare gun got results. Not immune to X with time, I guess. Oh, she's only vulnerable while her eyes are open. That's what it is. And her eyes are only opening when she's about to hit you with thousands of projectiles that strike directly below her face. Or she is vulnerable during, but... Yeah, we're back into bad boss territory. Where's your damn hitbox? What are you? Just make none of your tools work. So the read I now have of this boss is bring 80 flares. If you do not bring 80 flares, you will die. And if not the child that is the hitbox, we are fighting the skull. Eye phase, which is very much a breather. Now large ghost. Well, small ghost. Which is as far as we were last time. There's maybe one spot in this pattern where I feel like you could reliably sneak in a regular attack. And it doesn't last long enough. Beam! Okay, the answer is you have to start undodging before an attack is done. Be psychic, plan ahead around information you never could have had on Run Zero. It's that easy. So I'm not sure if she's like strictly adding moves to the rotation or having some moves replace other moves as she adds more souls. A culmination of everything you've learned. That obnoxious bullet hell pattern that plays keep away for 20 minutes and then you die. Let's dwell on this for a moment. Where is the opening to strike this form with a regular attack and then break away? Where do you do that? Can't be in front of her, she's slamming into you and doesn't recoil in any way. Can't be behind her because she's faster than you. Unless it's a matter of, like, anticipating exactly what her arc is going to be as she goes across the screen. And looking into her going low at the same time. Also, her tail is here to punish you for standing in the corner. So what, it's anticipate, jump as she's descending, and then whip her in the back? Except it's gotta be a forward jump. You have to act with absolute confidence that she's going where she will. Except not too soon, because her tail is still going to go right into your spine. Okay, there it is. And then you cross over here to avoid this beam. You get one hit per cycle. Maybe two. That might have been two. Oh, and then she decides to do it from the other... Alright. Like 4 cycles of that. Now, how does Skull work? What actually are you, Skull? When is there permission to hit the skull? You can kinda whip her on the chin? But only at the lowest point of her cycle, like the absolute lowest point? Also, can I block the child beam? Maybe with the shield. The lightning is workable. The lightning doesn't exist until it's like at the foreground. See, I punish you for standing close and punish you for standing far away. Of course you can't block child beam. That's not a beam, it's a beam! Or it counted as missing the shield. Even though the shield's hitbox has been generous at all other times. Now we'd be strict. Enjoy your run back through the meat. Anyone want to ask why the 7th generation decided they should kill the mother? Look at how she treats her children. How well do you think she communicated to any of her creations across 10,000 years? Missed the spacing. That's how phase 1 works. But I think doing it that way saved me enough flares that I can just continue to flare gun phase 2. The Flail Whip, with the right software running, is like 4 or 5 times more powerful than the Flare Gun is with the ring upgrade. Please ascend more. Yeah, beam. Okay, hell mode is engaged. Yeah, that final pattern is no guess where I'm moving, be there in advance, and already have struck in the right position from which you can safely counteract. You're not a good boss. You're another La-Mulana boss. You are your children. And escape sequence. The Grail has shattered. Time bomb set. Get out fast. The final Dracula. Thanks, Endless Corridor. Thank you for following the rules. Someone had to. Leto, you did good work. You keep that sky over your head. Hard modes lab, you had good game. I respect your moxie. Wrong turn. Elevator, please cycle faster. Hey, the final puzzle. The door is broken. Think fast. Where else could you be escaping to? Oddly enough, not spring in the sky. And oddly enough, whoops, I'm going the wrong way. Going the wrong way. I've made a mistake. There should still be time. There's a slab for this. There's a hint for this. Both that there's going to be an escape mode that was set up on like a couple of slabs. Without the mother's power, the ruins will crumble, world will end, etc., etc. And that the only safe place is somewhere blessed and guarded by, etc. It's Mulbrook. Bull has an exit strategy. Bull's clever. There, now that I'm not on the clock, let me go to the notes. On that. It's around somewhere. Yeah, there we go. It's over. Finally, after 10,000 years of very mixed experience. Yeah, destruction will come when the mother fades, only survival is a holy blessing. And like a place that has been blessed. I have like point form of that. The full slab, I think, mentioned something more also about it being guarded by someone. And Mo also mentions that her role in this will end. I suppose that might also set things up. And there is everybody. Everybody getting out of here. Everybody being done with this. Sages, villagers, tiny elves. Everyone run, everyone jump to victory, to survival. So overall verdict, as a puzzle game, mostly doesn't hold up. It has a reputation as a puzzler. There's a lot of key information missing or muddled or outright wrong. That this is not like... I'm pretty sure no one who solved this actually solved every part of it deductively. They managed to trip over the right set of event flags to not crash the way I did. Luck of the draw, or they were more patient about brute forcing every combination of surfaces you could smash your head into at all points of time. As a puzzle, bad. As an action game, kinda mediocre. Alright, also, yeah, I just want to, since you say, not so much lie, there's redundant clues. There are clues that apply to multiple things. There's vague clues. There's clues that you can consider satisfied by multiple puzzles, and that makes it a problem, because you can think, ah, I've exhausted that slab, I did that thing. These two different slabs were talking about the same thing, right? Wrong. For a specific of that, I can point to swing your weapon left and right, because that's also the instructions for the Dance of Life. And both involve raising the spirits of fallen children. Hey, it's your dad! He's back! He's fine! As a puzzle game, bad. As an action game, stiff and awkward, but kinda learnable, so I can understand how people would enjoy the action of it. As a speedrun game, probably beautiful. I'm sure the routing for this is absolute marvelous wizardry of just figuring out how to most efficiently traverse the puzzle box. It was really interesting, but disappointing. I can understand how other people could enjoy it more than I did. It almost got away with a lot. It fell short of the sun. All the lore and presentation is very nice. The art, the writing, the blending of mythologies. Pretty good implementation of telling a large story in a bunch of small fragments that build up towards each other. I look forward to the sequel, where hopefully the makers have, like, earnestly become better at their craft and reach greater heights. Is it just gonna loop here? It's just gonna hold on this screen forever? I hate when things do that. When there's not like a definitive stop, because I'm always waiting for some kind of post-credits joke or stinger or anything. And it's just gonna wait here at that 6116. Number of the Long Beast. 61 Draculas. And I think most importantly, what this did was fulfill my secret objective of wasting a whole lot of time so that more Metroidvanias could come out to be content in this time slot, which will resume being about other Draculas. Hell, Bloodstained might be done soon. Who knows? Anything could happen! The adventure will continue. Dracula!